Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Second Rank Fire. I'm your host Ben, and for the first time, my co-host. Handing over to you.
Howdy, how's it going?
Not too bad, mate. How are you doing? Excited?
Yeah. Buzzing, mate, buzzing. Let's do this.
Yeah, I will kick off by saying that for some reason, in the past 24 hours, I've come down with a cold, and so I probably look horrendous. If there's any video on YouTube, we'll see how this goes, and I probably sound even worse. So yeah, we'll muddle through though, because we're fighters, and we'll do that. But
it's fine.
Yeah, how you doing,
Just
Dave?
focus on his face. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got, worst case, I've got no video, but we've got your video. So we've at least got like the beautiful half of the two of us. So we're
50-50. It's all good.
Yeah, maybe we'll just alternate every week. There'll be like one of our cameras on, one off, and we'll just do it that way.
Keep them guessing. I like that.
Exactly. So yeah, how you doing, mate? You doing all right? Very first episode?
I'm doing good. Eager, a bit nervous, but it's only human to be nervous, but excited to get this train going and pick up the people on the way through, you know? Hopefully they join us through this and for this crazy ride, as they say. And
sure
just buzzing to share the hobby love, as they say.
For sure. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when I first started recording, I remember being pretty nervous. Like, if you go back and listen to the Quips episode, compared to almost anything I did since, I was so robotic, so nervous. But I feel like you relax into it quite quickly, because all you end up doing is chatting about the hobby. So
So when I was listening back to the interview stage and stuff like that, it's, as you said, you just relax into it. You forget there's a camera there or a mic there, and you just, like, as you do when you go to community places, you just start waffling, and that's it. Before you know it, like, an hour's gone.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see how long this episode lasts for. I'm sure it'll be well over an hour. I've said that I would. What did I say in the intro? I'd do like half an hour to 45 minutes.
I think it was 20 minutes here and 20 minutes on whatever topic we have going. Then yeah. That's not going to happen.
Wow. We'll see what we get. Well, let's just crack straight into it. So, normally, obviously, we talk about what's happened in the last 2 weeks. So, sort of, what have you been up to for the past 2 weeks, hobby-wise?
For me personally, I'm still chugging through the Air West. I've been pretty slack at the moment, where I've got other personal stuff I've got studying doing and stuff like that. But I've literally just done the water effects now on my last 15 guys, and I've started chugging into my my old worlds dwarfs, because I've jumped in the deep end because where I am with the Winchester Hammerers, it's the club I go to. They're doing like a New Year thing at the beginning of next year, so it's like a growth campaign. Cool. So we're starting at 650 and we're working our way up. So if you haven't noticed on my Instagram, I've pretty much got all my 650 now. I just want to get building it now. So I think that'll be my next chugging along after my Air West is fully done and after my tournament this weekend, which I've got coming.
Yeah.
But that's about it, really. I'm just on the burnout now. Just put my foot off the brake, foot off the accelerator, and I'm just cruising now. And I'm just going to see where it goes. Yeah. And unless there's another event, like I think I mentioned in the intro or the interview, where I've got potentially a Lord of the Rings tournament in January, I think, maybe. But I'm holding the trigger on that one until the War of the Rohirrim drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just see what events catches my eye and just go with it, you know. How about yourself, Ben? What have you been up to?
I have been on the Terminator train. Well, sort of. So, see, I've put loads of my Skaven up on Instagram. I think in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've not touched a Skaven model. So I've got all the Spearhead finished. Basically all but 40 clan rats, I think, are all painted now of what I've got. So it's about, I think it's about 1700 points for Skaven, something like that. So I kind of made the choice to put them down for a little bit. And I took the learning that I got from them to all the sort of slap chop, speed painting type stuff, and I decided to see whether or not it'd fit on Space Marines.
Mm.
And I know people go a bit mad for it, being like, oh yeah, using Slapchop on and like contrast, things like that on flat panels. But I decided to ignore everybody and just go with it anyway.
Yeah, you're braver than I am. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. Like I banged out the 5 Hell Blasters. They were like the trial one, which turned out really, really nicely. I think I got really lucky with the purple of those guns. That was pure fluke.
Like the master of purple now.
Honestly, mate, I thought that it's the what contrast is it? I'm awful with names. I thought it'd be a lot redder than it was. And then I put it on. I was like, oh, that's slightly more purple, but it works quite well with the green. So I just stuck with it. So yeah, I did the Hell Blasters. Then I did the 5 Stern Guard. Then I've done. So they were all in green. So they were sort of the first tester. So they're all dry brushed. So they're black, grey, white, dry brushing. And then I was like, I did some like, what are the things called with Terminators? Homing beacons. I had some of those and I was like, I wonder if like a black, grey, white dry brush would work going over, like with bone going over it. It doesn't. Just FYI, it doesn't work. It looks really weird. It like discolors it really like quite strongly. So I've had some like 3 aggressors sat in the cupboard for I don't know, like 3 years, something silly. I got them as part of like one of the magazine runs. It might have been actually like back in the Imperium magazine, something like that. So I've had them sat around for years. I'd had them built up, but never painted them. So, I mean, you saw on my Discord, I tried like different techniques or different colour matchups. So the first one I did was like Mornfang Brown, Baneblade Brown, Ushabti Bone, and then I did the bone colour over that, and it came out pretty dark. Not a bad NMM Gold, which I'm going to keep that one in my back pocket. Okay. Should I ever wish to do a Custodes army quickly. I think that's the way. And then I changed it, so I went like a shade brighter. So I went Baneblade Brown into Ushabti into white. And yeah, that seems to have worked. So you paint up those aggressors. Which, by the way, I hate the aggressor models.
Really? I like them.
Have you got any?
No, it's like I've always, if I ever decide to go another Marine army, I'll just want to have 6. Try to have like multiple units of 6 and just run the forward.
I just think that. I mean, I think maybe it's because they were all like the sort of easy start ones. They're all really boring. They've got no like extra bit. Like I'm this conundrum when it comes to this. I hate having too many extras on a model, but they've got nothing. Like they're so bare bone. I'm like, cool. So they're like silver and bone. Cool. I find them really boring.
Like a bits box or something.
Super boring.
Some purity seals and stuff like that.
I mean, I absolutely would. Yeah, nowadays this was back when. So I built them back when I kind of wasn't doing much kit bashing type stuff. Had I got them now, they'd be very Dark Angels-esque. But you look at like the heavy intercessors, which Gravis, I think they're way better than the aggressors.
I do. It's hard to like make a specific chapter for them because you can't interchange the shoulder pads because it's all like integrated. And I feel like if they brought like a multi kit with like the heavy intercessors, for example, where the shoulder pads come separately, perfect. You know.
You can chop them off. I have done it in the past. It is a really painful process, and you come out with like blisters on your hands where you're having to like chop solid plastic. You can get them off. It is a pain.
But I do agree with you. The heavy intercessors are probably one of the gorgeous models. And if I did go, I don't know why I'm saying I did. I probably will do a Marine army eventually. I'm just lying to myself.
You're going to make a Dark Angels army?
Don't. I did write a list. Daddy's got to go to work. It's just like the Lion with 6 Blade Guard and all 3 Brutalists, 3 Ballista Dreadnoughts, and 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, and that is it. Absolutely rubbish, but it will look cool on the battlefield.
It'd look amazing. Yeah. Who needs a list to be good?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and a few Tech Marines sprinkled in because you got all vehicles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you need them. Yeah. So yeah, I did the aggressors, which I hate, and then I started to paint my Deathwing Terminators. So I've got 27 Terminators to paint. I've painted 5, so that's a good start, solid start. But it took me like 5 or 6 hours to paint those 5. So
Yeah,
I was pretty
it
pleased with
looked
that.
good. I think that's if you like the grim darkness, like gritty style, then Slapchop's your friend, and I love that feel, and that's why I think
Yeah.
I did it with my Air West as well, where I like it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Air West. If you know the Air West
Yeah.
fluff, it's more death and horror than 40k, I think. Um, but no, it just suits it quite nicely. I can understand why people like the cleanness of a bleach bone armor because they're Deathwing and they've got that iconic crispness about them.
Mm.
But I do like the Slapshot version of what you did and stuff like that, which looks really nice, especially with the purple and the green. I think that just ties
Yeah.
it in nicely. It makes it pop more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, so you're on a roll now, mate. You're doing more stuff than I am.
Honestly, it's mad. I was thinking about it this morning when I was walking the dog. I was like, I don't feel like I've ever painted this many models. I was thinking back to sort of what I painted in like 2023. Do you know how people do this like year of models and they show like the 100 models they painted?
Yeah.
I think in 2023 I may have painted like 20 models total.
Okay.
Like, total. I've painted. I mean, what have I painted? I painted the lion back in May, and I've painted all those Skaven, like 1700 points of Skaven, like the 40, 50 models or whatever I've painted there. 15 Marines, and I've got all the others. I should be able to like bang through them. I reckon by the end of the year I'll have all those Terminators finished. So
easy. The way you're going at the moment, you seem to got the process down easy now. You do it like it's like muscle memory. It's like when you do stuff so much,
yeah,
you'll work out a method in your head. It's like right, I do all this colour, and etc. etc. So when I was doing my Six Sigma, I had to do it. There's so much detail on these models. It's insane.
you've seen the Deathwing, right?
I haven't seen one. I've only seen like pictures. I haven't seen a Deathwing model in person.
There's a lot of. I mean, it depends. I mean, because I kit bashed the Deathwing Terminators from standard Terminators. The moment you put anything Dark Angels on, it's just like, oh, here is a ton of extra detail to put in. Here's extra stuff to chuck in. You're like, cool. But yes, the Cities of Sigmar models are I mean, the horses. My God, the amount of detail in those horses.
The way I had to execute that, I had to go to the inside detail first and work my way out.
Yeah.
Because if I did the outside first to the inside, it wouldn't work, and you have to like compute that every time you do a model. But I usually, before I even paint stuff, once I've done all like the dry brushing and stuff like that, I'll take my time to look at a model and go, right, how I'm going to execute this. And not all models are the same, so I've done it completely different with my Death Leaper, for example. I did the armor plates, I did the skin first, then all the little bits inside. So it all depends on the model. It'd be interesting to see how I do with these dwarfs with Slapshot and stuff like that, which I've literally just done. I
think it worked really well with them.
Yeah, I think
it really worked really well with dwarves.
It works really well with models that have got small detail, like compact models. Like as you, for example, you found when doing your Deathwing, like especially brighter colours, I think it doesn't do it justice because of where such a wide surface, it's quite is it a pigment colour? I don't know.
The pigment in it, yeah.
And darker colours, as you'll with your Dark Angel Green, for example, it's more forgiving because it leans more into the black side. So your recesses look really good, and it sort of like balances quite nicely with the lighter shade of white or grey, depending on how you did your Slapshot. But no, I'll be buzzing all over that. I've got my Fane guy staring at me at the moment to build, so I can't wait to paint that model. It's gonna be so good.
Those dwarfs are cool, so cool.
Yeah, definitely down memory lane, I must say. But yeah. So I just jumped over your bandwagon.
No, mate. It's all right. That's the point of it. That's the whole point. I do think like the Like I like the Terminators that I've done. I think the moment you zoom in on them, you will instantly know their Slapshot. I put some high detail pictures here up on the YouTube, and you'll sort of see. You can start to see the lines. It's pretty easy. The moment you start to look further closer than the arms, that's the way you can see it. So I think there's quite a lot of more I can do there to try and get that away, gradient the dry brush a little bit more, and control that dry brush a little bit more. I really want to try it on some different chapters. I think it would work really, really well with something like Crimson Fists, because
Yeah,
like the deep
okay.
blue armor into red fit. I think it'd look amazing.
Mm.
So I really want to try that. Do you know what? I think Custodes would look amazing slap chop if you could find a way of doing maybe like the technique I had for like the NMM Gold. I think it'd suit him really well because actually you look at their armor. There's very few panels that are just flat.
I think they'll look. Isn't there a colour scheme like a bone armor for Custodes? I don't know. With them.
Yeah.
I think that would look really cool because, as you said, there's no flat surface. It's all angles, and you got like Aquila, like what is it? Like knee pads, pretty much.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I think that would look quite cool, like a main feature. But I just say just experiment. That's all I'm going to do. So I think before I do delve into the Marines again, I'll probably look, just buy like a box of intercessors or something, and just build 10 and do 10 test schemes, and just see what goes really well.
I mean, just a tip for listeners: the magazines are incredible for that. Obviously, they're doing the Combat Patrol magazines at the moment. You can pick up like super cheap models, and you get loads of them, so you can try out different things. I think in this house, I've probably got 30 or 40 standard intercessors. And nobody needs 30 or 40 of them, so I just experiment on them.
Exactly, and if you to the listeners again, it's like there's Forbidden Planet. I don't know if you have a Forbidden Planet near you. As I know where I have one near me, which I started. And they got loads of these magazines, like what you said, Ben. And I agree, they're probably the best thing if you just want to test a scheme out. If it's just Stormcast Eternal, for example, or whatever, you can find a bargain in there. And so I've got a few of them laying about under my bed somewhere. Just to test schemes for future. But I definitely recommend Forbidden Planet if it's in your area, or I haven't seen none in like local news agents for like this type of stuff, or WH Smiths if you're England.
Yeah, I picked one up in a Smiths. Do you know the captain that I turned into the chaplain? Got him from I'm sure it was a Smiths shop. Saw it there. Forbidden Planet selling them online though, and you can like pre-order them on Forbidden Planet website as well, and you only have to pay postage once. So actually, you can pick up quite a few, and they'll just send them to you.
Oh, it's just dangerous. It's a slippery slope, that, isn't it? It's
honestly, mate,
make me want to look.
I've not been on there in a little while. Yeah, it is quite dangerous. Yeah. Okay. So what's the tournament you're going to in?
This tournament is this weekend actually. So it's pretty much my first big AOS tournament, as if you probably listen to or watch on YouTube my interview, where I've pretty much before that interview I had no experience in 2K games.
Yes.
Now I've had a few games against Ian and against Matt, and I've got a game against another Matt this week. It's just a 4-man team tournament of 2,000 points each. So in my team of 4, it's all singles. So you're like one team, all your scores, your points get clumped together. So you work as a team and stuff like that. And it's like in my team, I've got, of course, my Six of Sigma. I've got my mate Rob Berryman. His Realm Lords, which look really good. I'll see if I can get some photos. Ian, he's quite popular on Discord with his crazy squig army and stuff like that. Which was a good game. Which I had a game against him a couple of days ago, or last week, where I lost by 2 points, which is really annoying.
That's mad. Yeah, it's such a close
but
game.
there's literally nothing left on the table. It was insane. And I've got my mate Gary's taken pretty much. I think he's trumped me now on how many horses he's painted. He's painted like 40 Marauder horsemen.
Oh my god!
I think it's after I have to find the name. I think it's the Snow of Rohirrim or something. He's called his army or something. So it's just all Marauders on horses. That is it.
Good lord.
So we've got that as 5 games over the weekend. So like usually 5 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. But no, it's just a nice way to end the year. I think it's probably my third or fourth tournament, stuff
nice.
like that. So yeah, it's like, and as you said, well, yeah, like a wish, like not like a wish list, but end of 2024, what you've done. So I've had like a to-do list, which I've pretty much done about half of it at the moment. So
That's
I've always set myself like targets, like I think I had like Raven Guard on there, which I didn't increase. They're still in the box. It's like my guard. I didn't get to 1,500 points, but I've set myself goals, like 10 goals, which I'll do again beginning of 2025, which is quite shockingly close.
Very close, yeah.
And I think I'll probably do that with the community on Discord or something. Everyone set themselves 10 goals or something, and just encourage each other to get the goals done, regardless of what it is. If it's like Warhammer or other hobby stuff, or like tournaments and stuff like that, but just create like the band train for that and just keep it going. Because I remember last year, when 2024 kicked off, it happened quite big, which is quite cool. I jumped on it with a few guys like Jack and stuff like that, and yeah, I think I'm going to do it again this year. I'm going to see if I can get some of the boys on Discord and stuff like that to jump onto it. It's all a bit fun between friends, you know. Yeah, that's me.
Nice, very fun. So, we've talked about what we've done. What are you going to be doing over the next 2 weeks, hobby-wise? Obviously, you got your tournament. What comes after the tournament?
I'll probably do a slow burn on my dwarfs. I've got no. I'll probably be between a toss-up between. Well, I don't think it'll be really a toss-up between. I think I'll probably just build a Thane and paint the Thane first. Then I'll probably like get the Thane done, painted, and hopefully have half the unit of warriors done. Hopefully, but count on me, I'll probably fail that because I'll probably get distracted by some shiny stuff.
Well, we do have the opportunity to set targets for each other, and it feels like that is a good target point.
Well, it's only like 19 models. No, 6, 12. Yeah, 19 models. Sorry, I had to count then.
19. Well, there you go. There's your target. If you can get,
I
don't know. Get them done as your target. 2 weeks. So you can't get distracted by other things because in 2 weeks' time I'm going to be sat here going, all right then, what you got
the ruler.
Yeah. So I reckon that's one target for you. I think the other target. How confident are you feeling about this tournament at the weekend?
For me personally, I don't really. I know it sounds corny as it is, but as long as I have good games or whatever, I don't really care what I do. And I've been to tournaments where I've lost pretty much 4-5 games over the whole weekend, but I don't care as long as I had a good laugh. You know, sportsmanship's more my thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And one day I would like to win the best sportsmanship award at Warhammer World. That's my only goal.
Yeah, you got to go against Jack for that. Oh, it's just.
I know, right? He's like the mascot. He's like the mantle everyone has to aspire to. But
just steal his hat and let's throw it out the door. So he's just like
wear his vests. Get one of his vests on.
Yeah. Yeah, just pretend to be Jack. So how many games have you got?
5 games.
Is it a 5-game tournament?
So I like to. Usually I like to go to tournaments like. If I can win 2, brilliant. You know, but yeah, it's hard to. I don't like to put a target because I don't want to set myself at a target for it.
I can set you a target though.
But how can you have whatever dice gods or something? I don't know.
No, I can do that. No, so I'm going to set your target maybe nice this time. I'm going to set your target of 1 and 4.
Okay.
But you got to come back next time and tell me you had a really, really good time and you made at least one new friend.
I can do that. Oh, I'm sure I can make friends. I hope.
That's what I said. I'll go easy on you. So yeah, 1 and 4. So at least I'm not set the bar at 2, and you got to make at least one new friend.
Okay, that sounds easy.
How about yourself? You play games.
How about yourself then?
Oh, I need to edit this podcast, and this podcast needs to go out on Friday. So there's that's a target set out by myself more than anything. So I'll give you that one. No, from a podcast point of view, I've got a few bits to be getting on with. So I've recorded the first few interviews. So I recorded obviously the one with you that went out, and then I've recorded 3 more. God, it took me. You can tell I've got a cold. That took me far too long to count to 3.
It's man flu. It's fine. You beat that off.
Oh, honestly, it's just gone today. I've already recorded 3 other episodes, and I'm supposed to be, fingers crossed, recording one more next week as we're recording this. So I need to edit a few of those. So that's definitely something. Obviously, I need to edit this one, get this one out. So hopefully, sort of editing this and then maybe editing. I mean, I have to edit another one before we reconvene, because we'll get another interview out the week after this. So yeah, maybe edit like 2 of those. It's quite a lot of editing to do. And then I really want to crack through those Terminators.
Yeah.
So I reckon if I get a load of that editing done, I'll be pretty pleased. But yeah, I want to try and get. I want to try and get some of those Terminators painted. I've promised Chloe that I'll give it a go at doing like one of her painting reels.
Okay.
Have you? So I've got a new tripod for my phone that's going to be
very nice.
Somehow, well, it's not a very good one. It's like one of those like bendy leg ones. She showed me her setup, and I was like, I'm going to copy that just so I can be an official influencer.
Being with the crowd.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I want to try, because I really love those reels, and I quite enjoy the way that I'm doing like the Slapshot Punish Terminators. So I want to try and show the fact that you can take a Deathwing Terminator and do Slapshot on it. So I want to do that. And today, as we're recording today, I put out obviously the picture of the sword.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, quite a few people have sort of come back and said they'd like a sort of step-by-step on that. So I need to paint up at least one more sword and take pictures of it as I go. So that'll slow down the process quite a lot. See, painting it, taking pictures of it, sort of doing every bit.
For that process, did you have to like? Because it looks quite a technical process, and I'm assuming it's like not wet blending with the flames. No.
Honestly, everyone will be amazed. It's all dry brushing.
All dry brushing, so layers.
Yeah, it's all dry brushing.
Okay.
So I'll do the thing of it up on Instagram, but I'll say it through here as well. So first thing you do is you paint it yellow. It's the first thing. So it's all prime black. So I use is it Iriel yellow? YRIEL. So I use that one. So base it all in yellow. Dry brush it orange on the outside. Dry brush red. Go bright, really, really bright. So I use, I think it's like Troll Orange or something, like super bright, super bright orange, super bright red. So you start dry brushing from the centre of the blade out, and just make it a smaller and smaller area. So red, really, you just kind of want on the very, very tip of the blade. So yellow, orange, red. Then go back over the middle bit, orange again. So dry brush back over orange, and then dry brush over yellow again, just on the very, very edges. For me, because the paint's still semi-wet, you kind of get that natural blend through dry brushing anyway. Then get a little bit of sponge, Abaddon black, and just dab off as much of the paint as you can, and then just focus on the edges, doing your sponging on it. Comes out really nice. I was amazed how I started doing it on Azrael. I think I did it on the Lion. Because I am rubbish at painting power blades. I can't blend them properly. It feels like such a small area. I just really struggle with it. It took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and that includes paint drying. And then the last thing is I put a shade on. I put on Seraphim Sepia is the shade that I use on mine. Because it kind of dulls it down, but because it's such a bright colour, it almost looks like there's like a... It's like a dull glow, almost.
Yeah, it makes it pop a little bit more.
Yeah. So it like darkens down the colour, which is why you want really, really bright yellow, orange, red, because you want to darken it down back at the end, because it almost makes that yellow glow a little bit, is how I feel when I look at it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So yeah, that's the process.
That's your go-to now, isn't it? For all your power weapons.
Honestly, I'm going to do it on the Deathwing Knights as well, on their models. I love it. I think just... For something that is so simple, just some dry brushing, it's super quick, super simple, and it's, for me, I love it as an effect. I think Magma Blades look really cool.
Yeah, and it makes it like an eye, like a centerpiece as well for the model. because it instantly draws your eye to it,
Yeah.
rather than anyone can paint a silver sword with a glaze of blue over to give it like a blue tint, you know. But yeah, so it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like if you're brave enough to experiment on stuff like that, it's quite forgiving because it's quite a flat surface. You know, don't get me wrong. People that do these blendings like mirror like that, that's like insane.
Yeah.
I was like, fair play to you doing that. But yeah, I think you have a lot of people. Once you get your setup done and you manage to get time to do it, I feel like that'll be watched quite a bit. Because
hopefully,
I'll probably definitely save it anyway for future. So if you do Salamans, for example, perfect. You know.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that today. I was like, if I do end up doing like these slap chop marines, it's like these videos and stuff like that. I'm really tempted to get like a salamander and do like the shin guards in that effect, because I think it looked really cool. Like have that, because again, I think it's like warp lightning contrast. I think that will pop really nicely. It'd be slightly bright, but I think that'll make it pop really nicely. And then if you can get that lava magma effect on the shins, I think that'd look amazing. I think so. I might give that a go at some point as well.
See, setting yourself too many goals now.
Yeah, I mean that's in the long run. I need my Terminators. I think in December I'm going to be heading to Warhammer World. So my aim is to try and I'm going to take a few different armies. Probably take my knights. Take my Skaven as like a spearhead, and then I'm going to try and take like a 1,000, 2,000 point Deathwing list, just so that way I've got a bit of variance. So I want all those Terminators painted up to be able to get. So that's like in a month and a bit's time. So
yeah. TikTok.
I know, yeah, but there's 15 more. Yeah, 15 more Deathwing Terminators. I've got 15 Deathwing Knights already painted in my old scheme. I've only got 5 of the new Deathwing Terminators, so I'll probably stick to the old ones just so they're not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
Because I think I've got a list of. I think the 2,000 point list just changed because the points change, but I did have 20 Deathwing Terminators, a big block of 10. And 2 blocks of 5. So the block of 10 would also go with the Librarian in Terminator armor to give them sustained. Take them in the. I know everyone's going to hate me for this. Take them in the inner circle task force or whatever it's called, the detachment, because then you can take the relic or teleportarium stratagem, which means you can deep strike just outside of 3 inches. You can't charge, but if you deep strike in 10 Terminators with storm bolters and cyclone missile launchers just outside of 3 inches of somebody, A, that's an insane amount of shooting with sustained hits. And B, can you imagine having those just sat in front of you? Just like a block of 10 Terminators and a Librarian in there. Like that's going to be pretty terrifying.
10 block of Terminators is hard to deal with because I had to deal with it in Warhammer Doubles in April.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 wounds apiece. It's like 30 wounds at
4
2 up.
Yeah,
2 up save.
They get a washer in the dark as well.
Yeah.
So it means
is that
they can
negate psychic, is it?
No, so it's once per battle you can activate it, so you can use it, and it gives you a feel no pain against mortals. So it includes like hazardous, not hazardous. Yeah, no, against what are they called? Not lethal hits.
Attacks.
No, what's the wounds? Not lethal
mortal
hits.
Wounds.
No, but there's mortal wounds, and when you roll 6s to wound.
You got devastating wounds.
Wounds.
Yeah.
Because they're back to counting as mortals again, so it means that Watchers in the Dark count against them.
Oh, nice.
So I think it's like a 5 up feel no pain. So yeah, like once per game you can give them 5 up feel no pain. Honestly, they're brutal, absolutely brutal. And the psych. In fact, the Librarian gives you the save against the psych stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, they're not slacks either in combat, where they've got like what is it? 3 attacks each. Power fists. Hit on 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to wreck
hit on
face.
3s. Hit on 3s. Power fists.
What?
Yeah, the chain fist hits on 4s. Power fist hits on 3s. So it's it's nasty. Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't got Bilal in your list, for example.
I hate him. He's got terrible. I love him as a model. Do I love him as a character? He's an okay character. Again, Dark Angels players are going to hate me for that. He's got terrible rules. it's better to just take a standard captain.
You reckon what for the reroll charge? Because doesn't
Reroll charge, you
Belial
get the
give
stratagems from him.
on 6s you get precision, don't you?
Yeah, just for him.
No,
Not for
does
the
it not
unit.
give the unit? I swear in the
No.
rules he gave it in the unit.
No, just for him.
Okay, I'm quite surprised. I thought when
Honestly.
I read it, this is great podcasting because I'm looking at the rules at the moment just to make sure.
Honestly, like nobody takes Belial because he doesn't offer you any. You don't get the free stratagem.
Yeah.
You're not getting the reroll charges. He does give you some slight benefits, but I'm pretty sure his precision only affects himself. I'm pretty sure because otherwise you just take this killer unit of Terminators. But he's just a bit meh for the Master of the Deathwing. He's just like cool, okay. So yeah, it's genuinely better to take Captain of Terminator armor, or a Chaplain. So my Terminator list doesn't have any Chaplains in, because obviously I'm taking the Inner Circle Task Force or whatever it's called. So you can have your vowed targets, and they get +1 to wound against units that are on vowed targets. So it kind of negates the lack of Chaplain. So yeah. I'm going to put the rule. I'm going to try and get like a screenshot of the rule, and I'll put it up here just to show that I'm.
I just swear, it's like, when you read something, when you're in when you read a codex, and so many, you got, as I know, sort of AOS, you got to read every single word, like, fully within, for example. The amount of times I've been caught out where one guy is not fully within 12 inches of my order, it's like, God damn it.
Yeah, I within and fully within, I think is possibly some of the worst rulings that GW have put out.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. While the model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, if a critical hit is scored, that attack has the precision ability. So there you go, he does. Okay, he does give the unit precision.
But only on a 6 though. He doesn't give...
On a critical hit, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not bad if you put in that, like, however,
if you had cyclone launches and everything else with your 10 Stormbolter shots. But to be honest, sustained 6s is more efficient.
It'd be 40 Stormbolter shots.
Yeah. So I feel like
the
sustained hit's probably more beneficial for you to get extra hits, plus with the potential to get extra hits with the missile launches as well.
Yeah. But it's also, I think the Librarian's a lot cheaper than Belial as well, if I remember rightly. Yeah, because the other thing that Belial's got is this Strikes of Retribution. So each time a melee attack is allocated to this model, after the attacking model's units finish making attacks, roll 1d6 to a maximum of 6. For each 4-up, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. But that means you have to take hits on Belial for that. So it's like the Lion's Shield thing. Like he reflects damage back, but you're like, cool, but that means Belial might be getting killed because I'm allocating hits to him.
Yeah, I get that. I'm surprised you didn't go with the Stormlance detachment, where you get advance in charge.
It's definitely there. I love the relic teleportarium. That's the thing for me, because that's the thing
cool.
You can deep strike them up to 3 inches. Well, it means you can deep strike effectively. If someone's left a gap, you could genuinely deep strike this unit of 10 onto an objective in their home objective and be like, "Well, take me off it then."
Yeah.
If you want your home objective, come and get it.
Shift me. Yeah, pretty much.
So it does give you the option for that, and it's quite no. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a tournament let's take 10 Deathwing Terminators, because they're not, or just 10 Terminators in general. They're not fantastic, but let's be honest, I'm known as more of a narrative player than anything. I just want Deathwing Terminators everywhere.
Yeah, and I get that, and because I was looking at specifically how many blobs of Terminators I can have in a doubles list. I think I can have about 20, 2 units of 10. Yeah. I think that's like 600 points,
something like that. Yeah,
in total, I think. And just buff them out with characters and just deep strike them and pray for the best.
Yeah, take a Chaplain for that reroll of the charges. Take a Captain for the reroll of charges. You get the Chaplain for +1 to wound in combat, stuff like that. The Librarian's really nice at sustained hits. Like the generic characters that feed into Terminators are all super, super strong when you look at them individually.
Yeah,
the Captain's attacks are mad as well. Captain does shed loads of attacks, super, super strong. So yeah, in general, there's actually some really, really wicked characters in there, because it's like the chapter Ancient as well, which can buff your OC. Because that's the thing, if you can get like OC2 Terminators, you get 10 of them on objective. Man, nobody's shifting those. It's just insane.
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
But yeah,
right.
I mean,
I think we went on a tangent now. I think we lost track of your targets. So you got your...
No, it's fine.
So you got your editing, which is... I'll let you have that one, because you do a lot of work behind the scenes. So how about... how many Terminators you reckon you can do? Say minimum of 10?
In 2 weeks?
Or 5? I'll say 5 for baby steps, because you went easy on me.
We'll set a threshold of 5 and see if I can try and push to get to 10.
Yeah, Ben does 5 models. I do 19.
Yeah, yours. To be fair, size wise, we're about the same, right? That's
if they stand on each other's shoulders, I'll probably got about 5 Terminators.
Exactly, so it's fine. Plus, I've got like 2 podcasts to edit as well, so that's like 2 out of 2 or 3 hours of recording to go through.
Yeah, you don't get no sympathy votes here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I have taken that on myself. Yeah, all right. I feel certain that I can get 5 done. I'll really push to get 10 done.
Yeah, don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you know me. I'll never push myself too hard.
Oh, brilliant! All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's the kind of more things. Let's move on to more of the newsy stuff, I guess.
Yours.
Now. I mean, me and Dave, obviously, we do a bit of prep before we record, but the past 2 weeks, I feel like it's a bit bare on the old news front. There's not a huge amount. There's like the Ember Guard and stuff like that, which is coming out, but it's been a bit of a bare 2 weeks, I feel like.
Yeah, I must agree, because I think when me and Ben looked at it, obviously they released 2 more today. Which
one of them being a dwarf, which was pretty...
it looks so cool. Very, I must say, quite like a Nazi helmet. Just saying. Like dwarf. If you haven't seen it, check the community site out. But I will be definitely getting it
on YouTube.
But yeah, I must say, apart from that, everything else, it's been pretty bone dry.
Definitely from a Warhammer point of view. I think there's been tons going on in the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that the first thing that I sort of wanted to raise was the fact that like MPO Online entry forms are up now. So that was in the last few days.
Yeah.
Cult of Paint put those up. MPO, so for those who don't know, Cult of Paint run MPO, which is the Miniature Painting Open. They've done a few now where they did them online, and then this year they did one in person in Bristol. It's the first in-person painting competition I went to. Obviously, I didn't expect to win anything, and I didn't. That's fine. It was such a well-ran competition. Such a well-run competition, and honestly, there were some really, really big names there. So Fletch went, Gizmo, Darren Latham was there. There was like Slayer Sword winners who turned up. Honestly, like the attendance was mad. There was like more like 3 or 4, maybe about 2 or 3 Slayer Sword winners turned up to the one in Bristol. It was a mad tournament. Really, really, really well run. I think that the kind of key thing that I like about it was the fact that they have like gold, silver, bronze categories, but if your painting is to a gold standard, you get a gold. So it's not one person. It's if there's 3 or 4 people, they all get golds. I think it's such a good way of doing painting competitions.
Yeah, I'll agree. I've never experienced it, so I'm just going on what Ben's pretty much saying, because I never heard of it until Ben told me yesterday. But I've literally been going through it, and some of the work's incredible. And what's cool is they don't keep the judges hidden, and you can click on a post and it'll give you the the Dave Curwell guy on Instagram, and his stuff on there is like what, and it's like sometimes you look at his work, it's like it looks like a work of art pretty much. Obviously it is art because it's painting, but no, some of the stuff's incredible, and when you can understand why he's a judge, and his techniques, and it looks so realistic. It's just insane.
It's it's judged by people who have amazing skill and have backed it up because they're generally like competition winners themselves.
Absolutely.
So it's,
and that's what
yeah,
it should
it's
be.
backed up properly. Yeah. I mean, I won't go into this too much. Obviously, GD's done, Essen's done. We've heard all the stuff that's come out of it, but there's been some really good posts that have come out about how do you do Golden Demon better in the future. And pretty much the one that came out and the one that almost anybody who is anybody that's talked about is the fact that it wasn't judged by painters. They had one guest judge who obviously was. The rest of it was like the marketing team. And you kind of look at it and go, why? You've got the heavy metal team. You have literal incredible painters who you pay. Why would you not bring them in as judges? So MPA do that. They have actual, obviously there's like Andy Wardle, who obviously works at Court of Paint, an insane painter. He is pretty much their standard judge. And so yeah, then they get other guest judges in. So who's the one at the live one? The one in Bristol. Who won 2023 Golden Demon?
I can't remember. Did you?
The Slayer Sword, sorry. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The high, was it the High Elf?
Yeah, I know who. I can just picture it, but I probably would butcher the name. What was it?
Why do I feel so ill? Short pause here.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Was it 2023? Was it Adepticon? Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was the Dark Angel, by the looks of it. 2023 Adepticon Slayer Sword. Neil Hollis?
No, I mean, Neil was there. Who am I thinking of? It must have been 23. Maybe it was 2024 Adepticon. Am I going insane? No, Neil Hollis won the. Yeah, Neil Hollis won the single miniature. Mad. I should really remember this.
Because I don't think it was the 2024, because I think it was the Giant that won that one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was.
I think the Giant was wading through the water, wasn't it?
Yes, that was an incredible model. Yeah, whatever. But they had a Slayer Sword winner come in and judge. Like it's well judged. And the other thing is they've got some really, really good categories. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put like a little picture of the categories that they're coming on. But I'll go through them. So they've got so they've got like the typical ones. So a single figure unit, vehicle, but the breakout monster and vehicle are different, which I think's excellent because there's quite a few that put those together. They've got large scale or bust, so that was again it's the first time I've ever been in a competition or been to something and seen so many like busts or custom models. See, with Golden Demon, with maybe the exception of the open one, it's just it's Warhammer stuff. It was really cool. It actually made me consider getting into like bust painting. If I had somewhere to actually display stuff, I'd be genuinely tempted to get into bust painting, just purely because we're going to MPO. They've got a sculpture one, so they've actually got something where they get the sculptors in there. So it's not necessarily about painting, but how people sculpt and the sort of models that they create. Absolutely incredible. I think that needs to be done more everywhere. If you go on Instagram and see some of the sculptors that are on there, absolutely insane. Diorama, which is as it is. And they've got one called Rust in Peace, which I don't know what, they didn't have that one in Bristol. But they have like a fun one every year. Honestly, mate, it was. If they do the live one again in Bristol next year, I'm going. Even though I know that I'm not going to win, I'm not going to win anything. I just want to go, and see people, and
definitely.
see the models.
If I can go, if I don't have my daughter and stuff like that, I'll definitely go. I probably won't enter, but I'll go for the atmosphere, meet people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you sort of go to these things to get inspiration as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see some stuff, like you said, like So I've only seen bus models from lady in our Discord.
Yeah.
Is it Tiz? Is it her name?
Tis.
Tiz?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And some of the sculpt models, it's like the world's your oyster in that category, because you can literally get anything
Yeah.
made nowadays, especially with these 3D printers coming out and stuff like that, which is absolutely insane. And seeing people paint these, so like this post that I'm looking at, where obviously it's categorized, and the face on that guy there just looks insane. It's so clean and smooth.
Oh yeah.
It's like looks like a picture almost. But I think
Yeah.
what I do like the most about the categories is because I know vehicles or War Machine used to be with monsters. It used to be quite a swamped category where
Yeah.
anything can be a monster or tank. Nothing stands out from the crowd. So I
Yeah.
feel like it gives the monster category more of its own center stage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so if I can go, I'll definitely go. Cool to meet some new people up there and stuff like that. Meet the new people listen to us. And just enjoy it.
Yeah. No, it's really good. So yeah, people should definitely go and check that out. I feel like it's free to enter. Obviously, you're not going to win. It's not like a monetary prize or anything like that. The one in Bristol, the overarching winners won some pretty cool prizes. What's these? Yeah, so I don't think the online one's got any prizes or anything like that, and I think it's free to enter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend people go and check it out. Really, it feels like the way that miniature competitions should be done. It was really good.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like GW can learn a lot when it pokes its head out the trenches to look at other people, unfortunately. But we all love GW in its own little ways. It's like teaching old dog new tricks, as they say.
Yeah, it's a different way of running competitions. I know that DiddyCon's around the corner, so that's happening in December, and that's being run in the same way as MPO. So it's going to have open competition. It's going to have, if you're a gold standard. That's it. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, Slayer Sword is what Slayer Sword is, and every now and again, it's good to have like a proper gold, silver, bronze. But it just doesn't feel like GD's got it right this year. So
yeah, it's an old system, isn't it? Where it's been 10, 20 years plus or whatever. Where it's more nerve-wracking for the painter when you go, you've been recommended, you've got a pin next to your name. I've known one guy, he did it when he was like a youngster, and he just kept getting the pin, he couldn't get any further, which is, in the end, I can understand that you'll get frustrated. It's like, what? And they don't give advice back, but I feel like if you went to this, and you're just chatting to random people, like, who also entered in, say, your category, for example, and if you didn't get through, you probably could go to them. What would you recommend changing on this? What would you do? And we're all in the hobby together for the same reason, where we want to improve in ways. And if you ask people on Instagram or anywhere, 99% of the time they'll help you out. They'll go, you just do this, this, and this, And that's what I think we're all in this community together, is to learn off each other, because everyone's got different skill sets that I haven't got or you haven't got, and we just learn off each other,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be excited if I can go. I'll be buzzing.
Yeah, I mean that was a great example of like getting advice. Like obviously I was chatting with Gizmo, so that's David Gangoli. Those who don't for some reason don't follow Gizmo on Instagram, he painted the Perturabo that won the gold at Adepticon, I think it was this year. Absolutely insane model. So he had entered that to GD before. Like I say, he got absolutely no feedback. I basically just went around the different people and said, tell me what I could have done differently on this model, and ended up winning gold. So we went back and did it again, re-entered it. But Jim, one of the people who is on our Discord and listens into the podcast, he was there. So it was the first time I met Jim. It was really cool to meet him. He had his really, really cool piece. It's like an Eldar on a tree branch. A wraith. I think it's one of the wraith constructs on a tree branch. Really, really cool. And so yeah, he went and had a conversation with the judges, and then a few of the other people around, and some of the really cool painters there, and got some really good feedback, I think. So yeah, it was definitely worth it just for that, just to chat to those sort of people and go, well, how did you deal with this? How did you think about painting these compositions and stuff like that? It was really cool.
Yeah, that's what it's all about,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've literally just followed him.
oh yeah. Gizmo's insane. So Gizmo, Fletcher, and James, who's Poseidon, they're all really, really good friends. Obviously, Fletcher and Gizmo both won golds at Adepticon. I saw Fletcher's gold piece as well, so he took that to MPO, which was the it was the little Tau Manta. Was it the Tau Manta? It was like the epic scale Tau Manta. Absolutely insane to see that in real life. That was the other thing. It was like Slayer Sword winner, like pieces there you got to see, and like gold winners and stuff like that. It was insane. But yeah, so that was the one of the things I sort of wanted to say. There's like, it's open. I think it's really cool that people should get sort of more involved in that, and saying that, I mean, they're going to have tons of people involved because it's cool with paint, but if you've not heard of it, go and check it out. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure Ben will put a link in the description notes or something.
Yeah, I'll put a link to it.
And stuff. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you have, Dave? What was your?
Well, I've got to do big up my boy, Lord Solar. It's the only thing that caught my eye in the Warhammer community site. Obviously, there's a novel coming out for the Lord Solar. It looks very pretty. I'm hoping I can get it this weekend, hopefully, because it looks like it comes out in pre-order this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm not too fussed about the limited edition one. I just want
good look at it.
I just want a normal copy, and I feel like if you want a normal copy, you're more likely to get one. But no, apart from that, it looks quite cool. It doesn't really give much away, unfortunately. Obviously, I think the only thing it gives away, apparently, it's been beaten by Cunning Orcs, for example. I don't know if that's with some reason in my head I had Grimgor Ironheart for some reason.
Ghazghkull Thraka,
that's it. Began with a G.
You're too hooked up on fantasy. Sorry, old world.
Yeah, I'm just old world driven now. That's it. See you later, boys. I'm off. But from what it sounds of it, it's like a Cunning Orc speed wild, maybe speed freaks, maybe.
Cool.
So yeah, it looks interesting. I'm a sucker for guard book. You know me, Ben. I can read guard books till the world come home.
Never read guard book. Everyone the Brushlicker boys keep telling me to read Gaunt's Ghosts, but I don't know. For a person whose name is First Rank Fire on Instagram and on the podcast, I am not a guard guy, unfortunately.
Well, it's like Marmite, in it. You love it, you hate it, you know. So I'll take one for the team. At least you've got an actual guard player. That's in your podcast.
Now we've got an actual guard player, so it's fine. I can do whatever I want. You can be the guard player. To be fair, the Lord Solar model is such a cool model. Really, really cool model.
It was fun to paint when I painted my one.
I bet, yeah.
It's quite a cool centerpiece. I must say, building him on the other hand, the base is like a lab. Like you need like a degree in puzzles, try to like, work out which bit goes where.
Yeah.
But no, it is a cool model, and he's not too bad in the game. He's more of like a buff, obviously, because he can do 3 orders a turn.
As you'd expect from
but he can hold his own, right? He's not a pushover. He's got 6 attacks, and like strength 6 with it's almost like a relic blade, and he's got like a 2-shot melt pistol as well.
Okay. So he's like an elite hunter. If he's going to get too far, he's going to try and kill elites.
Hence why I used to run him with Rough Riders. But I sort of like after my 3rd game in doubles, I sort of realised like maybe he's not good in Rough Riders because the Rough Riders have ability where they can fall back and charge at the same time. They've got Master Horseman, so if you stick a character that doesn't have that rule, it negates it. Yeah. But it's all good. It looks cool in the field though. Him leading in front, cavalry charge.
What else can you put him with? Can you really put him with Rough Riders?
You can put him with. I think you can put him with quite a few things. Like Kaskin, Cadians. I'll just see if I can get it up. 2 seconds.
It doesn't feel like there's that many like mounted. I mean, for me, mounted units in 40k is a bit weird. I mean, like of all the things, why would you pick horses, and I know that a load of them are a bit like the Mechanicum have had their way with them, but like the Mechanicum have got like a mounted unit of horses, right? They've got flamethrowers for mouths. I just find them really odd.
I must say, it's there's no rule keyword for mounted infantry at all in the rulebook.
So do they not have? Do they not have the mounted keyword? Is it?
If you look at, if you get a chance for our listeners, they can prove me wrong or whatever in the comments on YouTube or the reviews or something. But for when I played them last in April or May, there's no mounted keyword because it's only infantry. When you go into ruins, it's only like infantry that can like go through ruins easily and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm going to ruin your party. He does have the mounted keyword.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got the mounted keyword. So similar to the bikes, all the Ravenwing bikes, they're all mounted. Because it's a really weird keyword because it doesn't really interact with much at all. Because they've not got the infantry keyword and they've not got like monster or anything like that. So it's really ambiguous as to where they sit and how they sit.
Yeah, I think what I was trying to get is like when mounted stuff can still enter ruins, but they only can stay on the ground floor.
Yes.
And stuff like that. But I think in the rulebook it doesn't clarify that clearly enough because it says infantry. That is it. That can go in ruins and stuff like that. So I had to get, whenever I go to a tournament, I always email like the Warhammer team just to clarify it to make sure I'm interpreting it right. But apparently Lord Solar can go with Rough Riders, obviously, Cadian Shock Troops, Catachan Jungle Fighters, ironically, Death Court Krieg guys, Infantry Squad, or a Kaskin Squad, which is really bizarre.
That's a really strange set, given that basically only one of those units is mounted. I mean, I guess that means he can go with other things apart from just mounted, so he can go with other things rather than just the Rough Riders.
Because I'm hoping, cherry on top, when Death Guard hopefully take the limelight away from Cadia, and I'm hoping they'll bring out Death Riders from the Death Guard, Krieg stuff, because then I can have another 30. I have 6 horses, 60 horses. Because I was originally going with that idea at doubles, having 2 marshals on horseback, which in the Forge World rules they gave infiltrate to the unit. So they were a bit rubbish because they only had 1 stat profile for the lances. They don't have the 2 lance type options. Where like, somehow they unscrew the lance and put a metal one on as they charge it. But no, so I then looked at the cost of Forge World. I was like, nah, not happening.
Yeah, you have to kit bash one,
but yeah, that's the only story that's pulling me in the Warhammer scene at the moment. But I've just to see the Tau specialist battle novel coming out. It's like a new Tau novel, which looks quite cool.
Yes. Yeah.
But I feel like I'll probably buy that book, and I'll probably buy some more Dwarfs at the weekend. And that's about it. That's on my side. So shall we end this off on the awesome Armies of Parade, which 2024?
Yeah, we've got to. It's another painting competition, which I don't know what it is. I've become a painter with all this Instagram rubbish. I don't play games anymore, and all I look at is other people's painted models. Instagram's changed me. The armies coming out of that Armies on Parade, insane, absolutely insane. Which you'd somewhat expect, but wow. Again, for those on YouTube, I'll put the individual winner that Gloomspite gets army is.
It's like it looks like it's all glowing in the dark, like the pink mushrooms. It's so vibrant. It's stunning. But I think for me, me and you can probably agree on this. It's the Youngbloods. It's like, what the hell?
Youngbloods kill me. If it comes in with this or in Golden Demon and stuff like that, they're the reason that I look at painting competitions and go, there's no point me entering. If these people coming in are this young and are this good, what's the point? Why is the point of me even trying? Because they're just going to come in and thrash me anyway. genuinely incredible. Again,
Absolutely.
I'll put a picture of the winner up on YouTube.
And I think out of them all, I'm a big soppy git for Lord of the Rings. It's that Ascilia for me that
Yeah,
pinches it for me. I don't know if it's got because it's got water effects in. I've got a fetch for water effects. I'm not really sure. But it's it just looks so good. Because at first I
yeah.
thought the way they took the picture, I thought the tower was leaning, but it's not. It's just where the
Okay.
angle of the photo's taken.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it like straight, it looks like off center.
Yes.
But no, that Skilliff one does it for me personally. How about yourself?
Oh, I mean, the Youngbloods one. The so I am really, really, really in love with the giant turtle. Do you know the one for the
Oh, for
what
the
else?
Deep King.
The Deepkin, and so yeah, the person who won the Youngbloods first place did the Deepkin, and they just look great, really, really
Yeah,
great. Loads of really vibrant colours, which for me that's what they should be. They're super super cool.
yeah, I
So
agree. I
yeah,
like
that's
how
definitely up there.
the guy on the wave looks like he's just coming out of the wall of water. Looks like he looks like he's done like MDF, like the
Yeah,
waves apart and then they like come in and the waves come behind him and stuff like that.
yeah.
It looks very cool.
It works. It's a really really good competition. It works really well, and the painting's really good. I mean, it terrifies me because they're
Oh, you're
probably
not 12, any?
less than half of my age, and yeah, painting that well, yeah, yeah.
But
What a story. I mean, again, it's a weird one. Why they don't have something like that at a Golden Demon? I know it will make judging really hard from a Slayer sword point of view, comparing like a single model to an army. But I feel just almost like as an exhibition at Golden Demon to have armies on parade at the same time, I think would be amazing.
do you feel like the Cult Paint competition would consider doing the categories for Youngbloods? Because I know youngsters probably get quite intimidated by the bigwigs of the painting competition. Maybe have like a separate category.
So the really good thing about the MPO is the fact that they have three different categories.
Oh, okay.
So they have the masters, which you'd
Yeah.
expect are all sort of those big names. They have a standard, and then they have a beginner.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have young bloods, but if you're a little bit off put by the idea of going into masters, you can sit in with those other two. So Eva, who's I'm going to mess it up, but like Fuyumi Art or something like that on Instagram. She's got the MPS champion. Do you know the one that's like stood with the sword up above the head?
If she did that like crazy metallic sword, I've seen her post
Yeah,
numerous
it's
times.
mad good. Yeah, it is. I think I must have shared it on Instagram at some point. So I was with Eva at the MPO, and she entered into standard. I think she was the only person in standard that won gold because she was
Wow.
just honestly, she was like, yeah. I think all the judges said to her after they were like that next year enter master, like, but she'd only been painting for I think less than a year, something like that.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it?
Honestly, like that. Yeah, it blows my mind. Again, I'll share a picture of it if you watch it on YouTube. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, she entered standard because she just wasn't sure she was up to it. I was like, Eva, you're winning gold here. Yeah, she smashed it out of the park. It was great. But yeah, so again, MPO, it's really really good for that. So even if you don't think you're like that good a painter, you can kind of enter at a lower standard. So the beginners don't have like gold, silver, bronze, but you get like certificates for like notable entries and stuff like that. If you go into standard, they've got gold, silver, bronze standard, gold, silver, bronze master. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's like even though you're not like basically if you're not a professional painter, it's still a competition that you can enter.
Yeah.
The
question
I
is,
thought you were going to ask. Go on.
what category did you enter?
Standard. I genuinely thought about entering beginner.
Yeah.
So at the time, I'd kind of started painting properly. Let's call it properly at a higher standard than I had been before, or like trying to paint to a higher standard before for probably less than 6 months going into that. So then I painted Azrael. That was no, I hadn't. No, I painted that Dreadnought. I painted the Ballistus Dreadnought. I painted Azrael. and then I painted the Lion. So I entered the Ballistus Dreadnought and the Lion into the competition. But because I'd only been doing it for like less than 6 months, I was genuine. I feel confident I could throw myself into beginner. At the end of the day, it didn't really matter. I was there for the experience more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entered in a standard, but the masters are just. This is somewhat of a gripe, probably more than anything. It feels like most of those sorts of competitions now, GD inclusive, are generally won by professional painters.
Yeah.
It's literally their job, full-time job, to sit there and paint all day. It's always going to be hard as somebody coming in who doesn't paint all the time to get to that level. Because those guys are always improving, because that's all they do all day, every day.
Yeah. It's pretty much their job, as you said. And they can improve their techniques there and then.
Yeah.
Which I totally get, and I totally get it's a competition that they're in it to win it as well. And as you said, it's like you don't get good if you don't put the time in. And if you say if you're doing it 8 hours, it's like when you play darts, for example. If you're playing darts 8 hours a day practicing, you're gonna get really good.
Yeah.
It's just everything's it's all been proven in the past where if you do stuff repeatedly, day in and day out, no matter what you're in, like darts, playing computer games, or whatever, you will get good, and your muscle memory in your brush stroke or your finger control will be spot on. You know how to put much pressure on. You know, so God, I still get streaks of paint when I was painting old school way, and where I didn't water down my paint not enough. And when you brush it down, you can see like the faint lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so I feel like if we manage to if we both can go together, I'll definitely enter my first painting competition. You heard it here first. If I manage to get going,
honestly,
I'll do a slap chop. I don't care. I'm gonna go in with a slap chop and see how far I get.
Let's start the slap chop revolution. Get everybody painting slap chop instead of this style that wins every Golden Demon. Oh, I need to stop griping in Golden Demon.
We're all human at the end of the day, and no one's perfect. And I'm sure we have some people that rant at GW for increasing their prices or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we're only human, and we all like a moan. Who doesn't like a moan? Because it's part of humanity, unfortunately.
Exactly.
If we're having a rubbish day, everyone else have a rubbish day.
Yeah, let me pull. I'm not going down alone. You're all coming down with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll give a shout out to that Ollie, whoever, if he does listen or whatever, or whoever I chose, which was this is great podcast and video in. Just scrolling up. Oh God, Alec. I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Sorry, I'm quite dyslexic. And I don't want to butcher your name, but Alec.
I'll put a picture of it on there.
Yeah,
up on so people can see it. It's stunning. Yeah, it's
big shout out to you guys. Very talented.
Yeah, insane. So, should we leave it there?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good hour. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, it's been fun. These podcasts are always fun. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. It's like your first episode. How have you found it?
I feel like it went quite easy actually. Well, it does that where me and you've been talking quite a while, off and on and stuff like that. So it's like old mates catching up. You know, it's like waffling away, and we all know that we're in the same boat. Where if you're quite popular in the tournament scene, where you don't see people for years, and all of a sudden you see them again at the next tournament, and it's like nothing's happened, and you're just like waffling on, you know. And often that's how it's happened, you know. It's the main thing I like is it's no quietness or nothing. It's like what do we do now? You know, it's like constant flow, and which is quite nice. I hope the viewers will agree. I've had some good feedback from my mates and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like I'm buzzing, you know, and yeah, it's good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I guess the thing we didn't talk about in the intro one was the fact that at some point we'll talk about maybe getting some guests on as part of this one as well.
Oh, absolutely. Hopefully we get some into works one in
Yeah,
particular
Kieran
for
boy.
me. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the Kieran boys. If we can get those two on, then yeah,
yeah,
I think between the four of us, we're probably going to be chatting for about 6 hours straight.
yeah.
So
Get your coffees in. I'll say on that one.
yeah, that'll probably be a long episode. We'll do like a bumper episode. I'll have to do like a part one and a part two of that episode, and we'll have to like cut halfway through.
Yeah. So, or we could do like, I don't know. We'll work it out with them. Or if it's like we do a because I know they're quite YouTube orientated. They do everything on YouTube and stuff like that. So it'd be quite a
Yeah.
cool thing if they did something on ours. Then we'll pop down to them or whatever. I don't mind driving there. I love a road trip. Let's go.
It's not that far for you, I guess. It's almost
Well,
around
it's
the
in
corner.
Cornwall, isn't it? They live in.
Yeah, they're right down south.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 hours when they had to go to doubles. It's like it's insane.
Really?
Yeah. Well, as you
Right,
said,
okay.
like the motorway ends at a certain point,
Oh,
and
it
it's
does,
all
yeah.
back roads.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if there's anyone from like the US or anything listening, this is the I guess the difference between like UK driving and US driving, isn't it? Like we're anything more than a couple of hours. Oh, that's a really long drive. And yeah, it's the UK's got this weird phenomena of like you've got motorways almost throughout the country, and then for some reason, the very southwest, they forget that main roads exist. They just go, no, we don't need motorways. We'll get rid of all those big like dual carriageway roads, and they've got so many bleeding tractors down there.
Yeah.
So it's just like we're gonna make our roads really small and just make them really, really hard to pass any tractors on. They just fill it full of tractors.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so I feel like we'll definitely get some cool duos on. And I know Ben's got some awesome interviews in the pipe work, which is quite cool to get a glimpse in, which is going to be awesome for you guys. And yeah, I think you all will be in for an awesome treat. I think.
Yeah, let's
Sportful
hope so.
choices.
Yeah, it feels like the start of a fun little adventure. So
Absolutely.
it's good.
But,
Right. I will hopefully all of our listeners enjoyed it as well. Obviously, we have just waffled on for over an hour, but it was good fun. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it too. Going to do the standard sort of outro stuff. If you did enjoy it, then please subscribe, leave a review, like, whatever, wherever you found it. Because this is going to go on YouTube and on all the standard Spotify and podcasty places, just to try and keep everyone sort of going on with it. So it'll be kind of everywhere. If you want to get in touch, obviously I'm First Rank Fire. Dave, you are.
I'm Dave Hobby Corner. Dave_Hobby Corner. Yeah, Ben will put a link in the
All the links
description.
will be in below. And we're both on the Discord. So feel free to jump on the First Rank Fire Discord and we're both there.
Yeah, and we won't bite, honest.
No, I've given you a nice new. Have you noticed I've given you a nice new colour on that Discord now as well?
I know, right? Nice little bright red. I think it's like a hint of Blood Angels on it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I picked a colour that looked different and still legible. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so I'm not challenging your authority, so just below.
It won't let me put you on the same level for some reason.
Nah, that's absolutely fine.
Weird, so.
I'll be your second captain or something, whatever it is in the card house or something.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, if you like, the Discord's a really fun little place. There's just been a few people join recently. Start to get some new posts on there. Some really genuinely really, really good painters on that Discord. I don't know why they joined my Discord, but they have, and it's amazing to see
Yeah, I
their
think
artwork.
they took the wrong turn and they clicked the wrong link.
Yeah, they clicked the wrong one. They were supposed to be on somebody else's Discord and join mine, but I'm fine with that because they still post and they still look good. So
yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
And
I
so
think
yeah, thanks very much for joining us. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we set ourselves targets, and I hope we chat to you guys in 2 weeks. Is it?
2 weeks. Yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next one.
Absolutely. Right. See you later, guys.
Right. Bye.
Bye.